This is Ocean's Moonlit Pathways, and I'm Miss MJXOXO. This tarot card reading is on the big conversation that's been in the media recently with trans women versus women and us being the gatekeepers of womanhood and periods, child. But before I start this reading, here is my quick disclaimer. This tarot card reading is for entertainment purposes only. Tarot card readings are subject to interpretation and should not be taken as absolute. So I pulled a card to open up the reading. So to open up the reading, I got the King of Cups, and it's about trust, wealth of knowledge, caring, healing, good advice, someone who understands unconscious motivations, a man in touch with his emotional life, a good friend, a mature, emotionally stable person, emotional intelligence. I feel like this whole conflict with the trans women and women, especially within the Black community, I feel like there's a lack of emotional intelligence. And I mean, not to be disrespectful. I'm going to be honest. When I do this reading, the King of Cups is usually a male energy, right? But it's a man who's compassionate. And I think that we are looking for that in trans women. I understand that trans women want to be viewed as women, but biologically, from what we understand, they are men, you know? And I think that when you enter someone else's space, we want you to enter that space with understanding and compassion. The same amount of understanding and compassion that you expect from women is the energy that I'm receiving, is the message that I want to convey. So I feel like there's a lack of emotional intelligence, more so on their part. But I feel like between the group, because women do have masculine energy. We're all feminine and masculine. We all carry those traits, you know? So there are women who are masculine and have masculine energies. And I just feel like there's a lack of compassion within our communities that we need to start showing each other more love. I want to introduce to you guys bibliomancy. This is something that I just recently started practicing. The reason why I opened this up, because y'all know I hate the table to like not have anything on it when I'm doing something. So bibliomancy is basically receiving messages through books. You could really just like scroll through the book, and whatever energy calls upon you to tell you to land on this page, look at the page and see if you receive a message. Because it seems like us women and trans women are having communication issues, maybe I think this is a good way for us this is like one of the few books that I have in my home. I have a lot of cookbooks because I started a food business, but I did purchase a lot of self-help books in the past, so I'm using these for my services. And I have this book, How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks for Big Success in Relationships. So we're going to try to use this book and see if we can receive a message to understand how we can better communicate with trans women and be in one accord if you choose to be. I feel like a lot of the things that happened recently between the two groups kind of turned a lot of women off, including myself. I'm really not trying to be part of any activism. I feel like it's their fight. Like, I want to support whoever is going to support me. I want to support who's going to love me. But if you don't love me and you don't support me, I don't want to rock with you like that. If you're going to disrespect me and bash me and bully me, I don't want to rock with you like that. I separate myself from anybody like that. It don't have nothing to do with trans women or trans men or trans or homophobic or trans, none of that. It's all about peace, love, and light over here. I'm like that with people I call my friends that I find out are fake as all hell. I'm like that with men that I date and stuff like that. I just need peace and happiness in my life. I don't want to be beefing with nobody about anything. Life is too short. I got too much going on in my life to be beefing with anybody. But anyway, let's try this. So I just wanted to keep this. There's a lack of compassion amongst the group. It's a lack of emotional intelligence. Okay, so what message do we need to receive regarding trans women and women coming together? How can we better communicate with each other? What message can we receive regarding trans women and women coming together and opening up the line of communication, please? Oh, look at this. So Spirit wants us to know how to make them feel you're of the same class. So I feel like this is something that we need to do. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but I think that's interesting and it makes a lot of sense. People just want to feel accepted. Trans women want to feel like women as much as we feel as though they're not women, because biology says it. They want to be acknowledged as women. How to make them, and how can we make them feel like they're the same class? You don't have to do this if you feel as though they don't accept you or love you or welcome you or accommodate you and your needs. But I think this is really interesting. So how do trans women honestly feel about women? We're gonna, whoop! A whole bunch of cards. They got feelings, child. A whole bunch of cards just flew out my hand. How do trans women feel about women? Forgiveness. Okay. Friendship. So some of them forgive us for what God knows what reason. I don't know what we did, but they forgive us. Some of us we're friends with each other. They see us as friends. They love the way we love ourselves. Like we're able, I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it makes sense because it's like we can love ourselves as women. You know, unfortunately, you have someone who's in a body that they can't, that they don't feel like they belong in. So it's hard for them to love themselves unless they change themselves. So I feel like it's like, oh, you guys are able to love yourselves because you are who you are. I'm not exactly who I'm supposed to be, so it's hard for me to love myself is the energy I'm receiving. And there's some fears. They feel like we criticize them. They feel like we criticize them. Okay. And let's see. How do trans women feel about women? How do trans women feel about women? They don't like that we criticize them and point fingers at them. How do trans women feel about women? They feel like we could be self-righteous at times, but some of them think we're pretty dope. Some of them think we use them. Some of them feel like we're being dishonest about a lot of stuff. Some of them think we could be cruel. Some of them think we're likable, that we stalk them and watch them from burner accounts. And some of them think we're honest. And they love our confidence as women. Okay, so let's see. How do trans women feel about themselves? Let's see. How do trans women feel about themselves? Obviously, this is general. Everybody doesn't have the same feelings. Everyone doesn't share the same feelings. But how do trans women feel about themselves, please? Let's see. They feel misunderstood. They feel like victims. They feel like lost souls. Some of them. But some of them know that they're beautiful. Some of them are passionate. Some of them know they spark chemistry. They know they are attractive and beautiful. They're beautiful, charming, graceful, and they're kind-hearted. That's how they feel about themselves. But they're also broken. A lot of them are shattered, heartbroken, and they feel destroyed. And a lot of them are chasing. They're pursuing. You know, maybe they're pursuing this gender, I guess, to be women. Pursuit, toxicity, resilience. So a lot of them, I think that within their own community, a lot of them see the toxicity within their own community. I think that they do see some resilience within their own community. I feel like there's a divide from what I've seen and what I feel right now, that there's a divide in their community amongst themselves. A lot of them feel at peace. They feel balance. They feel harmony. They feel friendship within their community when they're around people like them who share the same thought process as them and live the same lifestyle as them. But there's some secrets, obscurity, like feeling like you have to hide who you are and be a mystery to some and conceal who you are. Ooh, this is interesting. Conceal who you are to please other people. Like you're keeping a secret, like how some trans women want to be viewed as women, but they still have to hide the fact that they're biologically men, right? To attract heterosexual men. And like I said, there's clashes within their own community. There's conflict in their own community. There's differences in their community. There's clashing in their own community on how they view themselves. And there's some, I'm going to go with the negative mind. Like a lot of them may have negative mindsets. Not all of them, but many of them may have negative mindsets, because you have to understand the situation that they're in. Like this is not an everyday normal, in my opinion, situation. So it's like to endure a lot of the things that they endured because of the lifestyle that they choose or because of who they choose to be. You know, it's like they feel like, I feel like they may feel like it's a curse. I'm hearing a blessing and a curse. It's like they feel like they like been cursed or hexed. That's interesting. Let's see. How do trans women, okay, how do women feel about trans women? How do women feel about trans women? How do women feel about trans women? Elusive. They feel like they're being dishonest. They feel like they deceive people and they're tricksters. It's like a lot of them pretend or mask who they really are. They see it as pretending. Maybe you're pretending to be a woman is the energy I'm getting. And from how some women view trans women, like they're wearing a mask and they're exaggerated females, or they're exaggerating being a woman, or how they think women are. How do women feel about trans women? Withdrawn. Like a lot of us don't really care. Like, I don't know. I went online and I'm just like boggled because in all honesty, I don't sit with my straight friends. I don't even personally know any trans women. Like, if you're openly trans, I don't personally know any. I'm not part of the community. I don't have any friends like that. And it's not even like a choice thing. It just is what it is, you know? I don't sit with my friends and talk about trans women. I don't hate trans women. I actually just like go with the flow. Like, okay, y'all want to be called this, this, and that. All right. But then it's like you go online. Let me keep going. You go online and you see them bashing women, and it's like, we're not even thinking about y'all like that. I don't think so. I also don't want to dismiss that they do go through things, and there are women who are transphobic. You know, there are biological women who are transphobic. So, you know, I don't want to dismiss their experiences because it could be true, but I feel like the way they broke all women into one category and feel like we are public enemy number one towards them is wild to me. I don't think that's the fact. So how do women feel about trans women? How do women feel about trans women? Ooh, this popped out. I feel like they feel like we're the divine feminine. It's feminine energy, but we are the divine feminine. We are the yin, and y'all are the yangs from the cards, not from my personal beginnings. Try again, new direction, start over. I think that a lot of women are willing to give some trans women a second chance after all this BS and nonsense, and start a new beginning if they humble themselves, is what I'm hearing. Thinking, how do women feel about trans women? Missing you, craving you, desiring you. I don't know. Thinking. Missing you, craving, desiring. I get the energy of us being attracted to the same people. How do women feel about trans women? I feel like a lot of trans women and regular women desire the same heterosexual man. But I don't even want to say women, because women, there are lesbians and bisexuals in the group of women, you know? But I feel like a lot of us are attracted, craving, desiring, thinking. Oh, okay. How do women feel about trans women? I get the energy of trans women craving and desiring to be like biological women. To be biological women is the energy I'm getting. And I feel like we feel rejected. We feel abandoned. We feel dismissed. And it could be some form of irrational fear. Because it's like, where y'all coming from with all this? How do women feel about trans women? Like, it's a distraction. Somebody is sidetracked. There's change and delays. Like, with all this back and forth, it's holding us back from change. It's a distraction. The back and forth that we're having, these conversations, it's a distraction from the ultimate goal. We're being sidetracked. There's changes. There's going to be delays in the overall goal and outcome of our connection and our bond as women. So let's see. What's the energy around trans women? Current energy around trans women, please. What is the current energy around trans women? It's so crazy when you do these readings and it's so random, but it makes sense. Like, what kind of question is that? What is the current energy around trans women? It makes sense when the cards come out. What is the current energy around trans women? Let's see. Keep the faith. They're trying to be faithful. They're trying to be strong. They're trying to keep the faith. A lot of them are trying to keep the faith. But they have decisions to make. A lot of them have to decide. You know, I'm even hearing about like the surgery thing. I think a lot of them need to decide how far they're going to go with the process of transitioning. And they're very emotional. This is an emotional subject for a lot of them. This is a very emotional topic for a lot of them, from what I'm gaining. And it's the end of an era, so I don't know what that means, but whatever. I don't think, I get the energy that a lot of people are gonna start, they're gonna start getting kickback, is what I'm hearing. Like, it's the end of the era. Like, you guys were getting support and love from a lot of people, and now with the behaviors that you're showing, I think that it's going to be an end of an era for the support that you've been getting, especially from women. Energy around trans women, please. What is the current energy around trans women? What is the current energy around trans women? Isolation. They feel isolated. They feel like hermits. It's a lot of pain and sadness within the community on how they feel. And they just want a lot of things to stop. They want things to stop, like stop the drama. Real fast, I want to do T.S. Madison. Let's real fast. You know what? And I'll pull women cards for them. Cause you make me feel like a natural. I'll use woman cards, my black woman cards for my black trans sisters. T.S. Madison is not one of them, but okay. So current energy around T.S. Madison. Current energy around T.S. Madison. So T.S. Madison could be feeling some heartbreak right now, some disappointment and regrets. She's looking for moral support. She's trying to show love and send well wishes, and she's thankful for her community. I see mentorship, leadership, there's power and authority. She's a black queen, strategic, calculated. She plays chess and makes power moves. Let's see. She's a writer, a journalist, author, poet, spoken word. She could just be outspoken. I don't know if she's any of these things. She could be a journalist, I guess. She's on YouTube and stuff like that. I don't know if she has any books, but she could just be outspoken is the energy I'm really receiving. And she's part of her social group, part of a sorority, part of her social connections. And T.S. Madison could be in a secret relationship. Even the anonymous, look, the woman, the anonymous makes me think of the trans thing. Like, okay. But she could have a secret lover or a secret crush. All right. Energy around Angelica Ross. I don't like Angelica Ross. I loved Candy on Pose, but when I saw Angelica Ross offline and seeing a lot of the low vibrational things she does, she's disgusting to me. God bless. I don't like evil people, and she just seems so wicked to me. I just hate how wicked people could be. Angelica Ross, what is the energy around Angelica Ross? She has stylish confidence. Angelica Ross, she could have stolen some things in the past. She likes free stuff, like swag bags and stuff like that. So she probably was somewhere and got a swag bag, like at an award show or something. And she has stylish confidence. She's confident. She's celebrating some wins. There's some victories. There's some celebrations. I don't know if it's her birthday or what, but she has a slick mouth, and that's why I don't really care for her like that. She's witty and sassy. She's a rebel. She's outspoken. She's unapologetic. I don't know if she has a podcast. She could either have a podcast, be thinking about having a podcast, or she was a guest on a podcast. But she's rebellious, outspoken, just like T.S. Madison. It's a different card, but I got the same energy from the two different cards. Afro beats, hip life highlights. She probably likes, is she African? Does she? Well, we all have, black people have African ancestry, so I don't know. She needs to check that out. And she's like really into fitness and body positivity. She is confident and sexy. Okay. Angelica, go ahead. I'm just looking at some other cards. Angelica. And I don't know the person's name. I'm going to randomly ask the original person that posted that video about we are not the gatekeepers of womanhood and periods. I don't know that person's name, but please give me the energy around that person. I don't know their name. I'm seeing their face and I'm talking to my people, and my people come through. I don't need names. I don't need people's names. I don't need your zodiac sign. It's interesting to know, but I don't need it. This person that originally made that statement, what is the energy around them? Women are not the gatekeepers of womanhood and periods. Man. Oh, God bless. I don't know if this person could have poor health. They could be bad. Oh, you know what? It doesn't always have to be about cancer. This person could be a survivor, maybe DV. They feel like life is a battle, a constant struggle. If they're not sick and poor health, I'm focusing on these two. They could feel like life is a battle with whatever they're doing and going through, and they survived a lot. Like they've been through a lot and survived and endured a lot. This person could be Afrocentric or pro-black and be into black politics. This person is in deep thoughts. They're contemplating and questioning. BBL cosmetics, breast augmentation. So to look like a woman, they've probably gotten some form of surgery, some form of cosmetic surgery to really look like a woman. And this person is jealous, they're envious, they're judgmental. I feel like this person is the toxic person amongst the squad. This person is the person that threw their rock and hid their hands when all this drama. They could be into black stocks, day trading. I don't know if they're into virtual currency, bitcoins. They could be an investor, or they would want somebody to invest in them. But they're conceited, boastful, arrogant, and a show off. Okay. And let's get the energy around Just Hilarious. Just Hilarious, what is the current energy around Just Hilarious, please? Current energy around Just Hilarious. What is the current energy around Just Hilarious? Just Hilarious. So Just is black excellence. I don't know if she went to a HBCU, but she's coming out as educated. And she has a lot of past memories. She probably lives in the past a lot. She probably holds on to a lot of things and finds it difficult to let go of a lot of things from her past. Black past, and is she? That does look like her. I'm not lying. That looks like Jess, but Jess, is she Spanish or mixed? I don't know. Black passing. She's black passing because she's black. But she's beautiful. And she's practicing self-care right now. Ooh, but has Jess signed over? Is she one of them? She could have an evil side to her. She could have sacrificed somebody. She could practice dark magic. She could have signed over to the people, the Jay-Z side of the music industry. I don't know. And I don't know if she cut her hair recently, but I'm seeing barber. She could have taken her son to the barber shop, but she could have cut her hair and gotten a big chop. All right, y'all. So let me just ask, should women continue to support trans women's fight? Should women continue to support trans women's fight? Should women continue to support trans women fight? It says yes. We're women at the end of the day. The divine feminine again. Should we support their fight? I feel like for the genuine ones, yes, we should, because they are women, I guess. The energy that they carry, because in spirituality, there's no such thing. It's true. Gender is a social construct. It's true. And in spirituality, there's no man, no woman, from what I understand. I remember even seeing something about like hermaphrodites and stuff like that, or people who do not have sex organs. There's no black and white. There's no black religion. There's no white religion. Everything is one. There's unity. It's not so you come to the earth where everybody feels like they need to be an individual. And I feel like that's where the madness is coming into play. But let me pull down one. It's the end of a cycle. Remember, we saw the end of an era. Maybe, yes, maybe. I always go with the first one now. And yes. So, yeah. But I don't think that we should be too hasty to support them. We should take our time making a decision, in my opinion. We shouldn't be in a rush to support, because they see us as competition. They want to debate us. They see us as competition. They want to debate us. And they love to challenge their, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it is what it is, right? That's what men are. Men are competitive, right? I mean, women can be competitive too, but the general nature of a man is to compete and conquer. So, yeah. With all of that being said, what's the future of trans women and women? What is the overall future of trans women and women? Overall future of trans women and women. I'm just gonna put one card down. Ooh, we need to be more patient. We need to do things in moderation. We need balance. We need peace between each other. We need patience, like I said. A lot of us need to calm down. Like, we need to look, the inner calm, it says you got to calm yourself down eternally. You know, I feel like trans women and even women too, we all of us have eternal fights that we're dealing with. We have internal battles that we are dealing with, and I feel like we need to calm that down before we interact with each other. It's almost like I got all this stuff going on in my own life. Don't come at me with your nonsense. So I feel like we need to calm ourselves down, help ourselves, take care of ourselves, and then we can focus on the bigger picture of bringing the whole community together. So overall, I feel like there's hope for us to all come together and be as one. Kumbaya. Women do not want to be erased, and we also respect trans women and their, plight. So I just really hope that, we all can just get along one day, in the words of Rodney King. And I wish for healing on this earth, in this world. God bless everybody. Happy healing. Bye.